still to come on Trash Bin Tennis.
Oh, no way!
Going home. Leaving right now.
That is completely...
Yes, guys, I'm leaving this beautiful country club after a 2-hour and 20-minute battle on the blue hard courts behind me. Topsy-turvy. No spoilers in this intro. But yeah, had its ups and downs to say the least. This is the chapter 3 of a series I'm calling Revenge on My USTA Team. If you recall, first go around, I got my vengeance on the captain, upper right-hand corner right now to see those highlights. But the second go around, I was dealt a fat L, put in my place by Jimmy Chu, upper right-hand corner for that one. So can I tip the scales back to my favor, go 2-1 on the series? Yeah, stay tuned. And remember that Trash Bin Tennis, it's all about the tennis trash we've been. So yes, guys, how about these courts? Gorgeous, my goodness. A luxurious country club. Gotta relish the opportunity to play here in the capital of the Commonwealth, thanks to my mate Country Club Corey. Blue on blue. Beautiful surface. Felt like I was at the AO 2023. I've played here once before. It had the same comment. Rod Laver Arena is beckoning, baby. Can I take advantage of such a setting and rise to the occasion? As he chips me and I go for the ostentatious, no-look wrist flick. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's an ominous sign now, isn't it? 90 seconds into this match, checking the pulse. What the heck? Heart rate off the charts. Pulse beating out the neck. Goes to show just how out of shape I've fallen. Not to say I was ever in shape. Oh my goodness, coffin corner. Sniping me, Country Club Corey. Too early for that. Goes to show just how far out of shape I was saying I've fallen since taking my most recent desk job. And yeah, I was up 30 love in the opening game, forced to serve first, not by my own choice, of course, but by the flip of his Yonex butt cap. And in a 30 love position that would go on to be 40-30, I would be unable to cross my I's and dot my T's and get over the line. So early break for him, and the bullying ensues. I mean, he is now on the near side relative to the camera, and you get to see just how flat and ferocious some of his strokes are. Here on the hard court, it's pronounced even more. So 1-2, you saw some decent serves from yours truly there in that second service game of mine. To start to get, you know, my groove on, get on the board at least. And it's 2-1 30 all, forehand slice, and I'm in. Push it just a little bit long as I'm searching to level the scoreboard and get a break right back here, still rather early in the set. It's deuce, slipping and sliding inadvertently. I wish I could do it at will. I'm in, and again, push it long, just failing to finish off the point properly. But despite those errors against the run of play, so to speak, it's at in, and he hits me with a velvety touch. So all these highlights are either errors of mine or winners of his, and yet we find ourselves still locked in deuce. So behind the scenes, I'm winning some ugly tennis, I guess you could say. And finally there, a winner of mine, or a forced error, I guess we should say, and in the end would break right back. 2-all here in this fifth game. And now that we're easing into the middle parts of these sets, the serves are starting to heat up, baby. Starting to get a little bubbly, starting to get a little boiling, rolling. And 30-40, I've rattled off 3 games in a row, looking to make it 4, but that return just is not going to cut it. Too shallow, too short, and he picks it off like low-hanging fruit. Yep, and again, I can't just stress it enough. He's got rather flat strokes, and they come in hot and fast, and they draw errors like that. Add in, and this is something that it's a subtle nuance in tennis. Oof, what a reach, what a volley, and a slice down the line to no avail. he would get the game back and snap my 3-game streak there. So we're at 3-all, 30 love, and the serve again. Paying some dividends, and I believe this might be an ace. Yes, baby. Into the open space, hit him with the slice out wide. And I would go on a break again. Ooh, another ace. Shake that racket, you son of a gun. 30-all, as I'm closing in, a break up on the first set finish line. How about that? But again, his flatties, ooh, that's just coming in fast. And I'm trying to just absorb it and use it to that same pace to get it right back over the net. But in reality, in the moment, it felt like I was just being dragged through the mud, hanging by a thread. 30-40, break point, and he clips the outside of the line, and I'm unable to get it back. So he gets the break back, but he needs to consolidate it himself on his own serve, and he's in a bit of a hole now because it's love 30 from his perspective. And again, we've had a similar point early where I try to get cheeky with that, and he's all over it. So moving forward, I will be slicing those down the line. Hold me to it. You heard it here first. 30-all, 4 serving 5, and it was topsy-turvy. As I mentioned earlier, he had some nice points, but he also had some silly errors. I guess I could really apply that statement to both of us. And loose as a caboose, man. Sending that long and costing him the set. So the Condor, a set to the good. 6-4, 3 double faults, 2 of them in the first game. So I'm happy to say I righted the ship in that regard for the remainder of the set. 2 aces and a 60% first serve percentage success rate. Tell me, is that something to be happy with? I know the benchmark at the professional level is 70%. Does that same benchmark apply at the recreational level? Ooh, ace down the tee. Let's go. I'm digging the frequency of these. Yeah, but let me know in the comments. Is 60% first serve success rate acceptable? All right. So, anyways, I get over the line in that first game. So I'm up 1 set and I'm up 1 game. Not a bad place to be in whatsoever, and I outlast him on that forehand cross-court battle. And a fresh change of shirt hopefully provides a fresh batch of good tennis points. Time will tell here. Forehand slice, getting under it. Pulling me out wide. But the pace, again, is handled. It didn't look super glamorous, but believe me, that shot was harder to execute than the camera would suggest. On the run, out wide, hitting it right back flat down the line. I'm proud of it. That's why I'm mentioning it. So, 1-all, but it's 30-40 as he looks to take an advantage in this first set, and we've seen that point before.
Leaving right now. Woo! Sexy.
Feather-like touch with style to get the opening break in the second set and go up 2-1, but it's 30-40. And we could be back level at 2 here in a second, but he's able to save that break point and would go on to hold and consolidate. So it's now 1-3, love in typical California Condor fashion. Why do I do this? I would, you know, I have a propensity to win the first set and then unfashionably fall apart in the second there.
Good shot.
Also, I was trying to mention earlier, woo, but I keep getting distracted by these highlights. I'm just gonna get it out. I was trying to say earlier that something so nuanced such as court conditions, I would have never noticed when I rediscovered this sport 3 years ago, but since I've been playing with, you know, 3 to 4 times a week frequency, it is something that's real. These courts were hard, they were fast, and these Wilson US Open balls are lively, they're bouncy, they're high caliber, and that combination is brutal when it comes to long rallies. I mean, I felt like I was always pressed for time, especially with his flatties. And when Lady Fatigue starting to rear her ugly face here late in the game, the errors were coming in droves. But yeah, it's certainly something that was pronounced, especially, again, in the latter half of this second set, as we'll see here shortly. The fast conditions taking a toll on me. Both of us, actually. So here we are, I'm down to double break. Can I save one break and get it back? I do, and I wag my index finger in a small, subtle celebration. But just like that, it's add out again. And I save one with a nice little forehand inside out angle there. Back to deuce. I'm don't have much margin for error here. If I get broken, he'll be a game away from closing it out and sending us to a 10-point tie break and sniping the corner once more. Can I save it once more? I will say this game went on for 25 minutes, it seemed. I was served at least 45 times. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but that's what it felt like. And I saved like 10 break points. Could this be one of the 10? Or will this be the one that broke my back? Hanging in there, hitting the winner. And grunting like Monica Seles. Say what you will, I promise you, it just happens. It's not exaggerated or pronounced for any reason, it just happens. Something that I've been criticized for before, fudge. I'll have to see if I can get a grip on my breathing, exhaling, and grunting. Same game though, as I mentioned, it was a long one. We're back at deuce, and he clips outside of the line. He's done that once before. And would go on, unfortunately, to get the break. And as I mentioned earlier, I alluded to it, the errors, the fatigue, the quick court conditions.
No, you hit straight down.
Having us pouting like
It's another
spoiled children, intolerant of these errors.
That's a stupid shot.
Should we be embarrassed? I'm not gonna lie, I'm blushing just a bit. Cheeks are flush red. Seeing some of the comments and some of the poor performance here late in the match. That would be set point 3-6, sending us to a 10-point breaker. We move one court over because we got kicked off by a couple pickle heads, otherwise known as pickleball players. Don't get me started with those. And yep, see the comment, 3 in a row, terrible, when it mattered most, and I needed to be clutch. As I said there, the serve left the chat.
I shouldn't be laughing.
And the Moan and the Groaning says it all. 6-4, 3-6, 8-10. Piss poor tiebreak from either of us, but it's him who was the shinier turd, I should say, and would take the victory.